Lois Griffin might look like your classic all-American mom. Pearl necklace, church pianist, the one tucking the kids in after dinner, but that's just the surface. Peel back the polite smiles and suburban calm, and what's really hiding underneath is a woman who's cheated more times than Peter's crashed the family car, and that's saying something. While Peter's usually off downing beers at the Drunken Clam, Lois is out here making decisions that could end most marriages in 5 minutes flat. This isn't just a one-off scandal either. It's a pattern. A whole messy trail of flings, betrayals, and it just happened moments that span across seasons. So buckle up, because this isn't a simple list of infidelity. This is an actual timeline of chaos. Let's rewind all the way to the first confirmed moment Lois stepped out. It goes down in the episode Brian Sings and Swings. And this one? Yeah, it's weird. Everything starts with Meg going through a complete identity flip. She tells the family she's a lesbian.
I'm a lesbian.
And of course, Peter handles it with his usual grace.
Awesome!
No, Peter, that's not the point. Lois, though, she's skeptical. So skeptical that instead of showing support, she challenges Meg to prove it. Not a great mom move, to say the least.
Peter, Meg, you are not a lesbian. Meg, you're my daughter. I would accept you if you were gay or blind or retarded.
You guys don't care about me and my struggle. I hate you!
Think you're just trying to fit in by pretending to be something you're not.
But then things take a sharp turn. Meg invites her girlfriend Sarah over, and instead of letting Meg have her moment, Lois decides to show her daughter how it's really done. And what does that mean? That means kissing Sarah.
Watch this.
Not a motherly peck either. This is a full-on kiss. And yes, Sarah is a teenage girl dating her daughter. That's cheating, point blank. And to make things even more awkward, Chris is secretly filming it from the closet. No clue how he got in there or why he stayed, but judging by his reaction, it's not the first time. Peter never finds out about this one. And honestly, if he did, he'd probably be weirdly into it, considering how pumped he was at the idea of Meg being a lesbian. But that doesn't erase the fact that Lois just casually kissed a teenage girl her daughter was dating, and it only escalates from there. Jump forward to Bill and Peter's bogus journey, and this one gets national. Peter ends up helping the Secret Service change a flat tire. On whose limo? None other than former President Bill Clinton. Yep, the actual Bill Clinton becomes Peter's buddy. Not like golf buddy status, more like crash cars, eat fast food, and break laws type friends. And while Peter's out there channeling his inner frat boy, Lois is at home watching her husband spiral into a full-on midlife meltdown. She decides she's had enough and goes straight to the source, but she doesn't exactly go there to confront him. Oh no. Lois goes to have a word with Bill Clinton and ends up cheating on Peter. Just straight up sleeps with the former president. No hesitation, no remorse, just boom. Cheating level unlocked. The wild part? Peter finds out, and his reaction? He blames himself.
I swiped some money out of Lois's purse. I don't think she'll notice because she's here humping you!
I feel horrible, and I'm so sorry, Peter.
Lois, I learned something today. The side of Bill Clinton the world knows, and then there's the dark crazed side only I know.
Says he's old and feels like Lois is too hot for him. Not only that, but Lois then suggests he should cheat too, to make things even. But her idea of payback? She tries to set Peter up with her mom. That's right. She straight up suggests Peter go sleep with Babs, her own mother. Thankfully, it never actually happens. But the fact that it even made it into the conversation is insane. Healthy marriage, huh? And it gets even messier. Peter doesn't immediately say no. He actually pauses, like he's seriously considering it. As if sleeping with his mother-in-law is just a casual Tuesday activity. Then Lois starts describing her own mom like she's reading off a dating profile. She says Babs is still got it. Whatever that means, Peter, being Peter, starts picturing it and actually seems into it. The whole thing spirals so fast, it feels like the show forgot what decade it was in. Quagmire even chimes in at one point and says, "That's a plot twist even I wouldn't touch." And when Quagmire's backing out, you know it's bad. It's not just weird, it's a full-blown morality nosedive. The conversation ends with Peter asking Babs out to lunch, and thankfully it all fizzles out before things hit maximum gross. But the fact it came that close, that's not just dysfunction. That's Family Guy setting a new low bar, and then limbo dancing under it. Things only go more off the rails in Big Man on Hippocampus. The Griffins are on Family Feud, because of course they are, and it all seems fun until Lois meets the host and kisses him right in front of Peter. No build-up, no hesitation, just plants one on him like Peter doesn't exist. He's standing right there. Then Peter gets into a brawl and ends up with full-blown amnesia. He doesn't remember her, the kids, or anything about his life, and instead of working through it like a married couple might, Lois sees it as an opportunity to start fresh. She tries winning him back at first. Cute outfits, home videos, the works. But the moment Peter starts dating around, Lois decides she's done, moves out, says it's over. And who's the first person to slide into that freshly vacant love slot? Quagmire. It's also predictable. She invites him over under the casual help me shop pretense, and next thing you know, it's wine, soft lighting, and pillow talk. Right when they're about to seal the deal, Peter walks in with his memory magically restored. Perfect timing. She doesn't even try to deny it, doesn't say oops or make an excuse. She's just like, Peter, like nothing happened. Now Meg's boyfriend Anthony enters the picture in Go, Stewie, Go, and this one stings in a different way. Peter makes fun of Lois for a single gray hair. Just one. Calls her old, says she's constantly reminding him of it, and then comes Anthony, polite, handsome, respectful, everything Peter isn't at that moment. And
Whoa! Whoops!
I can't believe we're doing this. Feels kind of right.
Lois? Oh, she notices. She watches Meg kiss Anthony, imagines it's her and Meg's place, and literally sends her own daughter out on a fake errand just to be alone with him. That's some next-level sabotage. But Meg comes back early and catches them red-handed. Lois tries to play it cool, but that moment, it's burned in. Peter eventually finds out and is crushed. But again, instead of holding Lois accountable, he blames himself, calls himself insecure, says Lois is too attractive. Everyone's just letting her off the hook left and right. Next up is Lois comes out of her shell. And oh boy, this one's a full midlife crisis in high heels. Peter throws her a birthday party and tries to compliment her by comparing her to a reliable old plow horse. Not exactly romantic. Lois snaps. Next morning, she's dressed like she's trying to get into a college bar. Short skirt, tight top, new hair. She drags Peter to clubs, downs energy drinks like they're water, and hits on younger guys like it's a sport. The tipping point? She tries to hook up with Justin Bieber. Yes, actual Justin Bieber. She manages to sneak backstage and says she's his mom's friend, Mrs. Robinson style. Bieber's uncomfortable. Peter bursts in and ends up beating him senseless. It's one of the few times Peter's actually in the right. Nothing officially happens, but Lois went full throttle on trying to seduce an 18-year-old pop star. That's not midlife fun. That's textbook cheating attempt. And if that wasn't enough, there's Into Harmony's Way. Peter and Quagmire go on tour as a musical duo, chasing fame and leaving their normal lives behind. Peter's too caught up in the stardom to even notice what he's left behind, namely Lois. 2 months later, it's Thanksgiving. Peter returns home and finds Lois has been with a guy named Larry. Not a rebound, not a mistake, a full-on relationship. The two of them were serious. The family's hanging out with the guy like he's stepdad number 2. There's no confusion here. Lois moved on with a new man while Peter was still technically her husband. And that man's name? Larry. Keep that name in mind. Because House Full of Peters introduces another Larry. This one of Peter's biological sons from his sperm donation days. Yes, his biological son. That makes him technically Lois's stepson. And guess what? She kisses him hard.
Larry, are you turned on or starving?
Can't it be both?
Lois and her friends prank their husbands with fake calls. Lois pretends to be a long-lost daughter to prank Peter, only to discover he was actually a sperm donor. One thing leads to another, and boom, Peter's kids show up, and among them is Larry, a tall, handsome, smooth-talking guy who immediately makes a connection with Lois. They go out for ice cream, and yeah, they kiss, and then some. She goes home and confesses to Brian. Not Peter, Brian. Says she let it happen, but promises it won't happen again. But Larry's obsessed, keeps coming back, tells Peter he's in love with Lois. Peter had no clue they even kissed. And what does Lois say when it all blows up? He was paying me attention, the way you used to. So once again, it's Peter's fault, apparently. But the bottom line is, she cheated with her husband's biological son. There's no coming back from that without a full-on soap opera redemption arc. Then comes Girlfriend, eh? And while this one dances on the edge, it's still just as bad. A new handyman, Jaime, shows up. Lois sees him and instantly forgets she's married. Dresses up, flirts, finds excuses to wreck the house just to keep him around. Meg likes him too, so now it's mother versus daughter in the ultimate cringe competition. Lois goes full cougar, wears a mini skirt, poses, purrs, until Meg snaps and chaos erupts. Jaime dies. Yep, dies. Falls and hits his head in the middle of their love triangle showdown. You'd think that'd be the end of it, but nope. At Jaime's funeral, Lois meets his twin brother, and guess what? She tries again. Flirts at the funeral, sniffs his hair. Lois doesn't care that she's married. She doesn't care that someone died. She wants validation, and nothing's going to stop her from getting it. Then there's a wife-changing experience. Lois gets caught in the shower by Joe. Totally accidental. But instead of brushing it off like anyone else would, she becomes obsessed with the idea that she turned him on. When Bonnie mentions Joe hasn't been able to perform in years, Lois suddenly thinks she's the cure. So what does she do? She puts on tight outfits, dances in the yard, stages shows just to get Joe's attention. Even Quagmire is disturbed. That says something. Eventually, Peter finds out, confronts Lois, and she doubles down, says it's helping Joe's marriage. But that's not all. She goes to Joe's house, alone, and tries to seduce him. Joe, being the one guy in the show with actual integrity for once, turns her down out of respect for Peter. So maybe nothing physical happened there, but emotionally, that's infidelity from every possible angle. Lois wasn't just flirting, she was fully invested. Across the seasons, Lois Griffin has kissed her daughter's girlfriend, cheated with a former president, almost slept with Justin Bieber, had a full-blown relationship while Peter was on tour, made out with Peter's biological son, tried to hook up with a handyman and his twin, and threw herself at Joe. That's 9 confirmed cheating incidents. And that's just the ones everyone saw. This doesn't even include the weird, borderline stuff, the emotional cheating, the lingering looks, the too long hugs. If cheating was a job, Lois would be Employee of the Month, every month. So how many times has Lois Griffin cheated? Enough that the real question might be, why is Peter still around? Lois Griffin isn't just the piano-playing mom of Quahog. She's a serial heartbreaker with a wandering eye and a zero-guilt attitude. While Peter might be a disaster in a million other ways, Lois has quietly built her own highlight reel of betrayals and shady side quests. And somehow, no one ever really holds her accountable. Maybe it's time that changed. Because when the list includes ex-presidents, teenage pop stars, and even your own stepson, that's not just bad luck, that's a full-time habit.